Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Conversations with Calvin, We the Species, and we have actually musical interlude in the background.
Yeah, there you
go. I'm so thrilled because Ronnie and I have a bit of a history since I've been a journalist, but I'm with Ronnie Brandt, an eclectic, wonderful singer-songwriter who also created Childrens Educational Assemblies, CEA, back in 2003, where he engages children. But I'm going to let him talk about that. So without any further ado, to this eclectic, wonderful singer-songwriter, Ronnie Brandt, say hello, little bio, and then maybe even answer the first question. You know, how long have you been a musician? And I always love to hear this. What inspired you to become one? And why don't you give us a little 20-second?
I'll give you a little introduction to it. Kind of sums up what I do with the schools and the kids and the students. Well, history is fun, you see. I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be. Close your books and clap along. We'll tell some stories. We'll sing some songs.
Great.
It's pretty much what that's it. Interview's over.
It's great.
Answers all your questions. What was the question? How long have I been a musician?
Yeah, how long have you been a musician, and what inspired you? Why'd you become a musician?
Wow. Well, really, I started playing guitar, I guess I was 14 or so. 12, 13, 14. My big brother and his friends all played music in the basement, of course. And I was always, the little kid on the stairs getting yelled at, get out of here, get out of here. They're all playing guitars. And, I learned about, they were playing a lot of Dylan and Byrds and things like that. And so I learned about early Bob Dylan. And through Bob Dylan, that stuff really spoke to me, the stories, the songs. That led me to the blues, guys like Mississippi John Hurt, Taj Mahal, Lead Belly. Lead Belly led me to Woody Guthrie and Pete Seeger.
Wow.
And a lot of that music is storytelling. It illustrates history, it reflects society, cool stuff. I mean, when I, then I found Hank Snow, Marty Robbins, Hank Williams. And really, the work of Pete and Woody is really what I do. It's what I carry on today, working with kids, K through 6th grade in the schools. So, I guess I have my big brother to blame.
Okay. By the way, that's where I came from, Pete and Bob, and that's my world. But it's a good segue. So what is Children's Educational Assemblies, and what are you trying to accomplish with this? You've been doing it since 2003.
2003, time really flies. It's amazing. I guess our motto is to entertain, educate, and inspire kids. And it really kind of happened by accident. I was invited to play at a school for 2 assembly programs for I think it was 2nd to 5th graders. After a friend of mine who was a superintendent of schools, I was at a living room jam, and I think I was singing some songs. I was doing the Ballad of the Alamo by Marty Robbins, and I was singing, the Steve Goodman song, City of New Orleans, train songs,
Right.
Got to throw a train whistle in there, Cal. And he was like, hey, why don't you come and sing this to the students? So I invited a friend of mine who played fiddle. And it's, I'd never done anything like that before. And they brought in like 300 kids for one assembly, and all the teachers came in. And I had about a dozen songs. I only got to about 8 of them, 45 minutes. And it's all the talking in between. And the students were really engaged. They were great. They asked some really great questions. And I thought, wow, there's something to this. And then they brought another 300 kids in. So suddenly I got 600 kids in one day. And they were terrific. They were terrific. So I built a website because I thought, wow, there's something to this. And they paid us.
What is that website that people can?
It is Education Song. So no dots or anything, just the word education and the word song, SONG.org. not .com, .org.
Okay.
Because we're a 501c3. We are
Okay.
a not-for-profit organization.
How do you choose the material that you perform to these assemblies and these kids? Is it a full band, or do you perform solo?
I do both, really. I do a lot of solo programs.
Okay.
I do have a lot of musician friends, a lot of folks that that join me. I do an after-school program with the Asbury Park district for the kids there. It's pretty neat. And so I do like a visiting artist series. So I have like Tommy LaBella, I've had Arno Wendt, we've had Chuck Lambert, we've had Gary Wright, we've had John Bernick, who builds and plays cigar box guitars and shows the kids how to make instruments. It's pretty cool. And as far as the material, I mean, a lot of those songs, they're inherent to, American stories. I mean, they talk about the Civil War, they talk about our presidents, civil rights, the Pony Express, the space race. I've written some songs growing up in America, and how America was then, how it is now. I got a song called "Talking New Jersey." I love New Jersey. Oh, that's right, the Garden State, liberty, prosperity. I love it here. I think it's great.
Great
stuff like that. And
that's wonderful.
Crossing the Delaware, Betsy Ross, building the railroad. Just stuff like that. We have fun. We have a lot of fun doing it. So there's a lot of material, no shortage of material and songs that talk about American history out there.
What do you have planned for CEA? And also, what do you have planned for your musical career?
Well, these days, because of the COVID situation, I mean, a lot of things are virtual, like the program that we're doing here. And I find that, I find that I'm losing my place here. I find that, there's a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress for these kids. So they really need these programs. So we're doing a lot of live streaming programs in the schools.
Brilliant.
And even interactively, they're participating and they're clapping along. And, I'm getting them to play some percussion while we're singing. So they're banging on the tables or wherever they are in the classrooms or at home or wherever they're logging in from. But really, our program engages them and we have fun with them. They clap along. It's very interactive. And I think just now we're just going to kind of keep on keeping on. And, the kids are so locked into their tablets and their screens and, the white noise it's just so much. And a lot of them never get to see, live instruments or people play them. But, we take it for granted to hear all this stuff. But a lot of them have never seen anyone actually play live instruments. We're talking about, second graders, third graders, fourth graders, and, they get away from the electronic music. And they get to hear
I love it.
Live instruments. And
I just love it.
A lot of them are amazed.
I
and it inspires me too.
It's fabulous. Off topic. I have to ask this. We are running out of. I told you this goes fast.
Never enough time.
There's never enough time. But here, living or dead? Living or dead, Ronnie Brandt? Excluding family or friends. Who'd you like to be stuck in a room with for a day during the pandemic?
Barring family or friends.
Yeah.
Boy, that is a tough one. I would have to say, maybe Bob Dylan.
All right. Perfect. And you know what? That's a great way to close with Bob Dylan. Got your harmonica. We are out of time. As I said to you earlier, you're so interesting, the work you do. Would love to have you come back.
Sure.
And maybe I'll go on a road with you. So I'm saying goodbye, Ronnie Brandt. Come back. I can't thank you enough for being here. Thank you so much. And you'll be back. I'll be back. This was great. Thank you, Ronnie.
Thank you, Cal. It's been wonderful. I appreciate it.